Meeting order at 6:30. Welcome, everyone. Any adjustments to the agenda?
I have none.
Hearing none. Motion to accept the board meeting agenda as presented, please.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Recognitions this evening.
I do have one. She's not here, but I want to recognize Megan McKean. She has been selected as the 2016 Maine Principals Award winner for the top student at Searsport District High School. She and I will be attending the MPA banquet on April 2nd up at the spectacular event up in Bangor, and hopefully they'll draw her name in a random drawing for one of the 10 $1,000 scholarships. But Megan is our 2016 award winner.
And one other thing, didn't Anna Buckman win too, or top 10?
Anna Buckland was in the poetry,
Yeah,
yes, down in state of Maine. I don't remember the exact place.
I think she was in the top 10.
So.
Consideration of board minutes, regular board meeting, March 8th, 2016. King,
Second.
Nato. Changes, corrections, or should have been in your packet, emailed in advance. Seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Consent agenda, Finance Committee meetings, March 8th, Personnel Committee meetings, March 8th, both of 2016.
So moved.
King,
Second.
Nato. All those in favor? Thank you. Presentations, none this evening? Would anybody from the public like to address the board at this time? Seeing none, report from the superintendent.
I do have a couple things. First of all, I'd like to pass these out to the board. And what that is that's a letter I received from the New England Association of Schools and Colleges. And I draw your attention to the very first paragraph. The Committee on Public Secondary Schools at its January 24th, 25th, 2016 meeting reviewed the 2-year progress report of Searsport District Middle and High School and continued the school's accreditation. So our accreditation continues. We have a 5-year report that will be coming up. If you read this, you'll see the commendations as well as the recommendations that the association has put forth. So congratulations to the Searsport District Middle and High School. Obviously I've come after this, they've done a lot of hard work. We've submitted the 2-year report and our accreditation continues. I also want to let you know that the MEA testing is well underway. I smile as I look up at both Jeff and Larry. Middle school as well. We immediately went into contingency plans after Mother Nature dropped some snow on us yesterday. That replaces Smarter Balanced, and as the kids are taking the test, things are moving along. The other thing that happened yesterday, we were going to interview the middle high school principal position, the 4 candidates. Obviously that was canceled. We are doing that Thursday, and we hope to bring a candidate or 2 before the board in the next week or so that on the April 12th board meeting we can make a recommendation. I want to announce a couple formal resignations that are occurring in our district. One is Tanya Corman. She's our district physical therapist. She's a contracted physical therapist. She works for probably every school district within the quadrant, and she is taking a job at Waldo County General Hospital, so she'll be in one place now. So she's leaving us. And the other is from Sharon Gogan, and if I may just read her letter. It says, it is with reluctance that I write this letter informing you of my resignation as the Director of Special Services for RSU 20, effective June 30th, 2016. I believe this the most fiscally responsible decision for the district, as Calvin Cooper has been interning under me for the past 2 years, is ready to assume and apply for the director's position, and his coordinator position will no longer be needed. I have worked in some capacity in the MSAD 56 and RSU 20 schools for all but 3 of the past 44 years. It has been an honor to serve the students and their families. I have worked with 3 generations of some families. It has been a pleasure to work with the various faculty and support staff through the years, including 20 different superintendents. I will miss the collegiality, community contacts, opportunities, and challenges the position has presented. The district has always had a reputation for excellence in special education, and I take some small measure of ownership for that. The current special services staff is talented, compassionate, dedicated group of people who are ready to carry RSU 20 forward. They deserve the utmost respect for the important work that they do. I wish them well and hope that I can continue to support them in some capacity in the future. Most sincerely yours, Sharon Gogan. So, 44 years. And that is my report. I'll answer any questions if there are any.
Seeing none, moving on to committee reports. I believe the only committee that met is personnel, and we'll be following that under new business. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Old business, continuation of the 2016-17 proposed budget discussion. Catch your breath, where do you begin?
Where do we begin is right. First of all, a new ED 279, which is the state report, came out last week. It has shown that the RSU 20 has increased state subsidy. We are now at a deficit of $125,000, plus the debt service, which would be an additional 200 and, I can't remember the debt service, I had it. Well, the debt service is something that is not figured into the subsidy, so we have improved, but we're still under. And so we're working with our department heads and principals to reduce the original budget that was presented. We will have on next Tuesday, the transportation and facilities directors will be there to present their budgets. And then on April 4th, which is a Monday, the special education budget will be there. And then it's time to get down to some work and reducing the budget.
Questions?
What time's that meeting? Is it
On
6 or
Tuesday?
5?
They're all
Six.
at 6.
6 o'clock in the central office,
Mhm.
and public is invited.
Chris, just for context, what was our original deficit when the first draft of the ED came in?
352,000.
Thank you.
There's probably most people know, 15 million was put back into the school from the state, and also there's been some correspondence back and forth with the DOE financial group, and we've been able to look at some changes both in special ed as well as our enrollment figures. And the legislature, by the way, has not gone into session yet either, so there could still be some changes, especially with the mill rate. And I'll keep you informed as changes come through.
And I believe the mill rate was set at 8.30.
Right now, it's 8.3, yes. Yep. Last year, it ended at 8.23.
And I talked to Senator Thibodeau, as I said, Saturday in the mall, and he said we wanted to go there, but we were fortunate to get the 15 and really didn't want to push the matter in the mill rate, so.
Correct. The governor did agree to it.
Moving on to new business, consideration of approval of the following teacher nominations. We'll take these in groups. teachers moving to continuing contract. Ethan Edmondson, high school, middle school music teacher, and McClellan, gifted and talented and elementary art teacher, and Deborah Jo Middleswartz, ELA teacher.
So moved.
Second.
As always, there's no discussion with personnel. All those in favor? Unanimous? Teachers moving to a third-year probationary contract. Courtney Eastman, elementary guidance, Kyle Savagia, high school math teacher, Kimberly LaPlante, middle school social studies teacher.
Right, there was a mistake on it, it should be social studies.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Unanimous. Teachers moving to second-year probationary contract, Ellen Brochu, special education teacher, Monica Furrow, nurse, Matt Littlefield, special education teacher, Lisa Shepherd, half-time high school, middle school art teacher, Jennifer Norwood, half-time Spanish teacher.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Unanimous, thank you. Moving on to 12.2, consideration of approval overnight robotics trip on April 7th, 8th, and 9th of this year to Colossi in Lewiston, Maine. You should have received, I believe, via email last week and in your packet this week, the trip recommendation, or request, I should say. Get a motion in a second, if we want to discuss.
Motion to accept as is.
I'll second
Discussion, questions?
The only discussion I have is just to, again, bring up the timing. I mean, that seems to be the challenge, so just making sure we're getting word out to everybody to try to think as far in advance as possible.
And Kyle did improve on that. This is a different competition than the one that they are going to down at UNH, which is this weekend, I believe, yes. This is the state.
It's all in a New England district, so they're different events. So each team in the region competes in 2 events, and then that figures out who's eligible for playoff events. So this is their first one this coming up Friday.
So this is like a playoff thing?
It's more like the first half of the season. Before the All-Star break.
Anyone else? All those in favor? Unanimous, thank you. 12.3, consideration approval project graduation trip to Canobie Lake, New Hampshire on June 12th, 2016. Also should be received in your packet and via email this request. Motion,
So moved. Second.
questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous? Date and time, location of next board meeting.
Is April 12th
Yes, April 12th,
in Searsport.
Searsport Town Office, Town Hall.
The
Finance
finance,
Committee meets at 5
5 PM.
at Central Office.
I do want to let you know that we are going to establish another policy committee. We have one set for May 17th, but we're also going to have one in April because there's a couple policies that we need to discuss prior to the budget meetings. I'll let you know on that date.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Is anybody gonna oppose? All those in favor? Thank you.